here with Ed Travis, aka Terry Malloy, with AintItCool.com. We just got out of Die Hard 5. Ed, what'd you think?
A good day to die hard. Well, I am debating right now whether this is the worst Die Hard movie or the second worst. But I will for sure say it's kind of more the same from Die Hard 4. Live Free or Die Hard, I guess that one was. What are you thinking? What were your thoughts?
It's right up there with 4. It just feels disconnected from the first 3, unfortunately. It's nice we have some actual stunt work that is not CG based, which is nice. We have a really nice chase scene with lots of explosions and cars getting crushed. But it's like number 4, but they decided to tone down the ridiculous stuff, so it's just a little bit more bland.
Yeah, so it's like 4 minus the semi-functional comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the comedy here is just like, it's really strained.
Brutal from time to time, even. And I mean, okay, well, how did Bruce Willis fare in your mind in this one?
He feels a little tired.
Okay.
I know that's the character he's playing, but the role feels tired. The comedy feels tired. Everything that wasn't action based just feels like it was just kind of squeezed in there to make it appeal to a more general audience.
Right. Yeah. I think it's kind of a sword that cuts both ways with Bruce Willis here, because he definitely elevates what is there. I think he does elevate. I mean, if you swapped out Bruce Willis and put someone else in that role and it wasn't John McClane, I mean, this would be a rough movie. But like, you do have just the mileage with Bruce Willis of the last ones that kind of coasts you through on this one. You don't have that mileage with Jai Courtney, who plays his son. And so the blandness is pretty heavily falling on his shoulders, I would say, this time out.
And it feels like it's being set up for a Die Hard 6, where it would be another buddy team up with him and his son. But man, if that's the future of action movies, I'm out.
Yeah, that's problematic. Although I would rather see a Die Hard 6 with Jai Courtney than I would see an Indiana Jones 5 with Shia LaBeouf.
That's fair. Yeah.
Jack!
Dad?
What worked? Like, what was like highlights?
Well, the big chase lot with all the explosions and cars going crazy, lots of crashes, and some of the stunt work was kind of fun, but that's really it. It's really kind of forgettable.
Okay, yeah, I would also say it's forgettable, and I would also say the highlights for me were the kind of vehicular mayhem that we got, and it was very practical. There was a lot of shots where you're like, yeah, that's a real truck, or that's a real car getting totaled or whatever. I would say some of the money shots that were in the trailer worked for me pretty significantly. Like, there's some really well crafted, like, pretty looking action shots, but they're like beats. There's like moments where like, oh, that was cool, like when he was kind of jumping through the air and then he punched the bad guy, like that was cool, but as a whole, like, those beats didn't make a movie. No. I mean, the screenplay, I'm going to go ahead and say that the worst part of this movie was the screenplay.
Whoa.
It really was the roughest part to me, because take any of those action, like, set pieces, and there was some really cool stuff, but you don't have the motivation or the passion to care about it. Because you don't have the screenplay to back it up. And man, when they do start getting into like the relationship stuff, kind of the father-son, like, sort of rekindling broken relationship, it's pretty brutal.
And it kills any kind of pacing or any kind of build up, because they just stop in mid action to talk about their feelings,
to have a conversation.
That's rough.
It is brutal.
And man, they try to wedge in some catchphrases that simply don't work. Most problematic for me was, I need a vacation.
Or I'm on vacation. Like 6 times Bruce Willis makes the joke that he's on vacation. At least. It felt like 12.
Easily.
And it's like, Bruce can deliver a one-liner. Like, he's still got that going on. I mean, get him in a sound booth and just, like, let him riff or something. But, the vacation line, over and over.
Knock, knock.
Was it better or worse than Die Hard 4?
I'm kind of ambivalent about it because what I didn't like about Die Hard 4 was it's so over the top, and it seems like they did a 180 on that and tried to pull back on the real crazy stuff, and in turn it just kind of comes up bland.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm right now, I'm really debating it. Like, I think I'm going to spend the rest of the night, like, trying to think about whether I liked 4 or 5 more. But it's really just like you said, there's an original trilogy of Die Hard films now that we can sort of enjoy the memory of. And then there's these other two, which kind of are just in a different league, and that's like the minor leagues.
I have a quick theory on this. I believe that John McClane is fused with Bruce Willis' character from Unbreakable and can now get run over by cars and jump off buildings and be fine and not feel any pain.
So, like, really, Die Hard 4 and Die Hard 5 are like the sequels to Unbreakable that we've never gotten.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Yeah. Now, there's one other thing I did want to talk about, too, with this movie before we wrap up completely is, do you think that... So the last Die Hard film was PG-13.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, debate over that, if that just neutered the film or whatever. And then when it came out that this one was R, I felt like there was a little swell of excitement online about this R rating. Do you think that R rating had any impact on the quality of the film?
I didn't see much here to make it R. It felt like a PG-13 movie with maybe a couple of exceptions and a couple F words.
Yeah, so a soft R at best. And in my opinion, I obviously don't know what happened. It seems to me like maybe there was just a studio, like they shot a PG-13 movie almost, or they shot a soft R on the other end, and they kind of maybe just weighed their options and tried to figure out do all the number crunching, so that they know, hey, we're still going to make a lot of money if we do it as R, and then we'll get like the fan like excitement going again. I think I see all of that as what was probably happening. Who knows if that's what really happened, but I'm just cynical enough to think that probably is what happened, and I don't think the R rating really added much to the movie. Even the F words were sort of felt tacked on or not necessarily tied to like great jokes.
Nope.
Yeah,
the new Die Hards make me cynical as a fan of movies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't know if I can go that. I think that I believe cynicism is going on as they're being made. I'd still say, as this movie was playing, I had some fun. Like, I'm not sure I was like crestfallen, but I know I went into it with very low expectations as well. So, it just, if you hated Die Hard 4, I gotta think you're gonna hate this movie. If you were ambivalent or like you accepted Die Hard 4, I feel like you'll probably come out feeling very similar.
I think that's fair. If you like adopted children or stepchildren, these are the stepchildren of the John McClane saga.
Absolutely.
Well, those are just our thoughts. Leave yours below and keep checking in with AndItCool.com for more news and reviews.